So now we're going to do a movie, and the reason...
No, we are not. We are going to the circus.
Sorry, babe.
We
I'm
have
sorry.
lost. We lost two amazing circuses in New York. First, the Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. That show literally ran for over 100 years. They called it the greatest show on earth. I remember my parents taking me to it when I was little, and I am so sorry.
You never took the girls?
That I never took my, well, that I, no, you know what? I'm even more sorry that I never took myself to see it as an adult.
Really?
My girls, however, grew up with the Big Apple Circus. That's our homegrown, one-ring show, intimate, you know, not the huge Madison Square Garden, not the huge 3 rings. I think maybe they had one elephant years ago, but they haven't had elephants.
No, they had dogs and horses this time.
If they ever had an elephant, they haven't had it in like 30 years. This, they closed. They're back. It is their 40th anniversary.
They were bankrupt, and then somebody bought them,
and they are back with vengeance.
And their ringmaster was from Ringling Brothers.
I didn't know that.
Yes, he was the last ringmaster at Ringling for 5 years. Because where do all these performers go from the Ringling Brothers Circus? I mean, there are only so many places you can be an acrobat, you know.
That's true. And they really put together a top-notch show. They've got Grandma the Clown. Yeah,
she's back. But the little girl that I took to see it, we have a picture of her with Grandma, thought Grandma was a woman. And I said, and she said that to him. She said, "I thought you were a woman." He said, "No, I'm a dad."
Well, he's actually going to be a grandfather if he does the show. But what do they have? A contortionist who shoots arrows with her feet while standing on her hands. A roller skating duo. Trapeze. Yeah, of course you expect trapeze. A quad somersault. High wire.
He missed it the night we went. He did it twice and it didn't happen, so he didn't try it again.
Okay, well he successfully did it the night.
But we went the night before it actually opened.
That I was there.
Night. Yeah, so that was probably
7 people on a high wire.
The Walendas. Now they're calling it's Nick Walenda and his wife, Esperanza or something.
Right. Well,
but I don't know if
more than that.
I don't know if all the rest of them are actually Walendas or they're simply calling it the Walendas. I tried to look it up and I couldn't find that. But Nick Walenda lost several family members earlier this year in various accidents and last year, and they've had very bad luck. So, I mean, he does, we have pictures of it, you know, the 7 are, there's 4 on the bottom, and then there's 2 on the middle, and then there's one, then his wife is on the very top. It's amazing.
Yes, it is absolutely amazing. And Grandma and one of the other clowns, we're going to flash his name, he's new, have this water fight, reminiscent of Three Stooges or Laurel and Hardy pie fight. It is hilarious. It is one of the best clown routines I have ever seen. And let me tell you something. It is so wonderful to see clowns who are funny. Whose idea was it to make clowns scary, to make clowns murderers? Clowns are funny. They entertain you. They make you smile. They don't kill you. And here we have 2 great ones at the Big Apple Circus, proving my point.
Proving Gross's point. But here's the thing, you know, you said the thing about never seeing the circus as an adult. I'm sorry I did. Because seeing it through the eyes of a child, it's like, and you can't keep up because it's 3 rings as opposed to the Big Apple, which is 1.
Right.
And suddenly, I was a teacher, and I was taking kids to the circus. In fact, I took them to the Walk of the Elephants. We used to go down to the see the elephants come off.
I never saw that.
Yeah, because I taught on 29th Street, and they came in on 34th Street, so we would walk up, and that was a class trip.
Right.
And they didn't look miserable. They really didn't.
No.
And, however, and they didn't. Nobody mistreated them while they were walking, etc.
No, of course not.
But when I went back to see it with the kids, and I tried to put myself in their position, I couldn't. It had lost its luster for me. Now, I went when they actually had freak shows, Charlie. You probably, maybe they did when you were little, I don't know. They may have gotten rid of them by then.
No.
But they had the people who put pins in their faces
Ringling
and the
Brothers
fat lady and, you know.
never had that.
They did. Not when you, maybe.
Not when I was
when I went to Madison Square Garden when it was on 50th Street. So I may be dating myself, yes.
Okay, no, I always saw it at the current Madison. I mean, I saw lion tamers. Certainly they had elephants doing tricks.
Tamers,
I saw a motorcycle act. I saw a guy getting shot out of a cannon.
Oh, he was the big star for a couple of years.
Yeah,
with the crazy hair, the crazy hairdo.
Gunther.
So the point is, there's an intimacy to this, as you said.
Yes,
Really
and I took my
close.
daughters there when they were little.
So what did Sarah think of this
She
one?
loved it. She
Yeah.
had such a good. She was like, almost as giddy as a little girl again.
Well, that's-
to be back, because it had been a couple of years since I've seen the circus, since I've taken them to see it. She had just such a
Check
wonderful
out
time.
what the beautiful Sarah said on a YouTube upload that's on
Yes,
Charlie's.
that's on Two on the Aisle First Impressions.
She really
had a
spoke
great
very
time.
well about it.
And
I'm worried about my job now.
a circus is a circus, I guess.
No,
but,
I think the circus has a
but
kind
here-
of a heart.
But this edition certainly does.
Yeah.
They know it's their 40th anniversary.
Right.
B, they're back.
Right.
And they're so happy to be back. We're so happy to have them back. They still have a live band.
They do. They have
Yeah.
an orchestra. I mean, it's not.
And I don't think it's appropriate to give a circus playbills, but I don't think
I think just go and have a good
saying
time.
you won't find a better circus is a little silly because there is no other circus here anymore.
I'm going to say that the way you go to the movies and you bring in your own popcorn, the prices are outrageous. If you want an ice cream, it's $7. If you want a soda, it's $7. I suggest, and they don't mind if you bring your own, I suggest you bring a bottle of soda and a bag of popcorn, because if you want to spend all your money, doing
on
that.
the flip side, considering what ticket prices for events cost,
understand.
these are
Better
relatively reasonable, and even if you're in the back,
Yes,
you still
can
have
see
a
from
great.
everywhere. And I had to move because of anyway, but they were very sweet about that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this: buy a program if you want to make an investment. It's $15. You'll remember it through the pictures of all the people in the program, which you won't necessarily remember if you have a souvenir glass, or a souvenir spoon or whatever else they do. And the guys mingle at the end and let you take pictures with them. So we have pictures of Sarah outside the thing, and we
Yes,
have
they
pictures of my
come-
little friend Amaya with Grandma, as I said.
Yes.
So it was quite
you,
fun.
you can meet the performers, which
Absolutely.
I don't know if they've done that in prior years, but it was just so welcome and so much fun. And I am so glad I went, and I am just
well, I'm
so
glad you
glad
kind of
they're back.
said let's go, and I went all right. I'm not a big circus person anymore. It's fine. Don't ask me to go again for another 10 years, Shirley. Okay? 10 years from now, I'll be interested.
I'm sure
in
Sarah
seeing
will be
rhythm.
available.
Well, there you go. I told you I have to watch out for my job.
Okay.
So we're.